I don't use health care either. I use vitamins. I use alcohol on a regular basis. It's a very good anesthetic. I take massive doses of vitamin C and massive doses of vitamin E, massive doses of B vitamins. For example, I've been fighting a sore throat now. I'm telling you the truth for about off and on for 2 weeks. I spray my throat with an herbal thing of echinacea, golden seal, and propolis. Between that and scotch, let me tell you something. I got it I got it beaten back. No, you can laugh. I mean, the fact is I also dose with amazing amounts of vitamin C. I gargle with it. And you can stave things off. I mean, but what if I were a normal person? I want to be eating sugar tonight, and I go to the emergency room at midnight, and I'd call Obama in the morning for 2 aspirin and a thermometer in my behind? I mean, why do I need a doctor? What's the nut going to do for me? What would a doctor do for my sore throat that I can't do for myself? Is there a doctor listening somewhere in South Florida right now? What could you do for me that I'm not doing? You'd give me a killing antibiotic that would wind up making my testicles expand, probably. They give you one thing, the other thing blows up. Then they give you a drug for the next thing. You wind up with orchiditis, and then they go to a guy with a specialty with orchidea treatment. And how did you get it? I took a drug for my sore throat, and the next thing I knew, my testicles were inflamed. All right, we got a treatment for the expanded testicles. What is it? Just take it and don't ask any questions. Come back in 2 weeks, and you can't see. So then they send you to an ophthalmologist. You say, what happened to your eyes? I don't know. The guy gave me a drug for my orchidea, and my eyes expanded instead of my testicles. And now I don't know how that started. I had a sore throat. How's your throat? Well, I don't even know anymore because I can't see it when I look in the mirror. All right, come back in 2 weeks. You come back in 2 weeks, they gave you another drug. Another part of your body got destroyed. I mean, so I don't go to medical care. Truthfully, I don't go near the stuff. My mother warned me. She said they're all crazy. It goes back to the fact that we were poor. We could afford doctors, but we had to pay for them every time we went. That was a disincentive. Don't you understand? When medical care became free, everybody took as much of it as they can get. When we were poor, we didn't go to doctors. We knew doctors were rich. Why? Because they ripped you off. Let's take an example where I lived. There was a Dr. Cohen. Who do you think gave the most money to the synagogue? Dr. Cohen. When they did the fundraising, they go around. My father didn't get $50. No, look at this. And Dr. Cohen, how much did you give? $500. And they'd be like a hush would go, ooh. Where did he get the $500 from? From making people sick in the community. How do you think he gave the $500? So we didn't trust doctors. Then in my father's market, to be honest with you, there was a doctor. Remember I told you about him? He was a half alcoholic and half straight. 3 days in a row, he'd come in with a suit and tie, look perfect. Normal. And we'd look up to him because he was a doctor. In those days, doctor, lawyer, blah, blah, blah. And the guy, oh, that's Dr. Ed, don't look at him. And 4 days later, he'd come in disheveled with vomit on his, the tie was ripped. He was sleeping in his suit. And I said, my father, who is that? He said, that's Dr. R. Don't make fun of him. I said, but he doesn't look like a doctor anymore. He would whisper to me, he's an alcoholic. He goes on a bender every once in a while. Dad, what's a bender? He said, that's a bender. He'd go on a bender every once in a while, sleep in the street, throw up on himself. And a few days later, he'd be better and he'd back to be a doctor. I said, so what's the point of the story? He said, he's the kind of doctor that if you go in for an operation, he'd remove organs and sell them on the side. We had cynicism towards doctors, and that was a healthy cynicism. We didn't use them. My mother would say to me, if I complained to her, I'd say, oh, this hurts. And she'd say to me, well, what's wrong with you? What are you, a sissy? She says, you think I don't have any pains? I have pains. We don't pay any attention to them. And now compare it to today. Compare it to today. Oh, you turn the television on. You have a clinch in your neck? Take 4 of these 16 times a day. Make sure you blow out your kidneys and your liver so you can apply to Obamacare for a liver from France where Sarkozy's grandmother will tell you she's not going to give up her liver for you because you're not a Frenchman. I mean, what is it that you want, actually? Think about it. Why should the government have to provide all of these things for you? 1-800-449-8255. I'm not going to say I'm entertaining a family member in the community here in the radio studio. I got to tell you, this is my birthday, and family members flew in from around the world to see me. I wish it were true. They didn't. I'll be right back.
Savage.
Boom, 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 boom.